is the strange part of all is that if you think about it, this is really weird. Okay, if you're a Christian, you're going to know what I'm talking about. It's like the Bible predicts the Antichrist, it predicts the hybrids, it predicts the whole thing. But it also has always predicted stuff that had came true. And you know that if I was the devil and I knew that when the Antichrist rises up, he only has 7 years to rule, and then he's destroyed. Christ comes back. If you read the Bible, Christ comes back. His feet never touch the earth. He ascends down by Mount Olives in Israel, and when he comes, he brings destruction, fire, explosions. The Bible says he's going to come back, I think, 10,000 times brighter than the sun. And if you're not saved because of his purity, his glory, you're going to evaporate. And if you're saved, you're going to rise up off the ground to meet him in the sky, and you're going to get a new body. You're going to have the dimension that we're missing since Adam and Eve sinned. They lost a dimension to themselves. It's going to be a glorified body. The Bible says that when Christ resurrected, the disciples saw him, and he had a real physical body, but it was the perfect body. It was a body that couldn't die, that couldn't get sick. It was a body, but it was also like angelic. He was able to pretty much fly. I mean, he flew up into the air and took off into heaven. But what doesn't make sense is that if the devil knows his time's up, why would he cooperate? Like, if I was the devil, I'd be like, well, I guess I'm not going to have an Antichrist. I'm not going to cooperate with it, because as soon as I do, my time's going to be up. So it doesn't really make sense. It makes you wonder if it's more like a program. Like is the devil like a program? And the hybrids, are they like programs? They can't help because they're already programmed to do something? That's what it seems like. Because the Bible's pretty clear. When the Antichrist rises up, which he's already out there somewhere. A lot of people say he's Obama. He's going to go to the UN now. And that's where the Antichrist is going to rule from the UN. That was actually set up for the Antichrist. But even if it's not him, he's out there somewhere. Because of all the biblical stuff in the world that's going on, like never before. So he'll be rising up soon. He'll be out soon. We'll know who he is. And he's probably going to be this powerful man that brings peace. There'll be all this chaos. I think he's going to turn on the hybrids. And they don't know it because he's going to make himself look good. And then we'll find out he's bad. And then Christ will come back and destroy him. And then we're going to worship Christ. And we're probably going to find out it's not even the real Christ. It'll be a double whammy. It'll be like a trick. Like when you're playing football and you fake somebody out. He'll have a pretend Antichrist, then a Christ show up to destroy him, and then it'll be like a fake Christ. When the real Christ comes back, everything's done. It's over. It's done. There's no pre-tribulation. The Bible's pretty clear. It says when Christ comes down, if you keep reading on, it says that he brings destruction with him. Nothing survives. Then he takes everybody up to heaven for 1,000 years. While the devil's here on the earth by himself with all the fallen angels, and there's darkness, there's no sun, it's just black, a black void, and there's bodies everywhere, and destruction, and I think the fallen angels are going to be chasing the devil all over the earth, trying to kick his ass. Look what you did to us. You promised us something. Look what we got. You lied to us. Your promise never, came through. Then when the 1,000 years is when the 1,000 years is up. Then Christ comes back down. We come back down with Christ from heaven. I think the 1,000 years in heaven, it says that that's when people are going to mourn for loved ones. That's when you're going to be surprised to be there and not see people that you love there. You're going to see enemies there. You're going to be surprised they got saved. But the point is that when we come back and the 1,000 years is up, that's when the Jerusalem comes out of the sky, and then God makes a new earth. And it's pretty clear. It hints around on eternal marriage. The order of things was man and woman forever by themselves. They're supposed to be one-on-one forever. And if you listen, he says in the Eden, when they sinned, that Eve, he said, I will greatly multiply your pain in childbearing. In other words, she was already able to give children, to have children, but the pain was less. So there is going to be some kind of pain when you give children, and it'll just be like a lot less. And then it also said that we're made in God's image, and that the angels cannot have children. Oh, they're not supposed to. They can, but they're not supposed to. What happened is they saw that the women were attractive, and they can manifest into any shape they want. So they, became human shapes, so they can, rape the women pretty much. And then, so the hybrids were never really asked to be here. Here's the point. Now they're evil too, because they have the blood from their offspring from the fallen angels, but they never asked to be here. So they're almost like victims in a way. Even though they have that fallen angel blood, they also have human blood in them. So they might be redeemable this time because they're more human-like. The hybrids a long time ago were giants. And I don't know. I know when they die, the Bible says that we die, we're dead until Judgment Day. We are not floating around anywhere. It says we're dead until Judgment Day. There's no ghosts. Those are demons. But the hybrids are the demons, because it says when the hybrids die, it says that they wander the earth. So we're different. We're different. Like if I die, I'm dead. I'm dead till Judgment Day. If I marry a hybrid and she dies, she doesn't die. She wanders the earth. She's different, completely different. But there might be a possibility that the hybrids can be redeemed. Well, I'm going to be praying about it, but it is interesting that the Antichrist and the devil, the Bible predicts everything, and it all came true. And that it talks about the Antichrist having 7 years, 3.5 years of peace. The last 3.5 years is going to be pure hell on earth, like a concentration camp worldwide. Hitler's dream. Hitler would have dreamed of such a place. And I don't know, if I was the devil, I'd be like, well, my time's going to be up, so I think I'm not going to have an Antichrist. I would be hiding out, That way you could just live forever. But it's kind of weird that he would step right into it knowing what it says. It kind of makes you wonder if they're like a program. It's something to ponder. It is a little bizarre. But yeah, there is eternal marriage, and I think the hybrids have a possibility to be redeemed. I'll pray about it some more, but all things are possible. I've been convicted. I fell in love with the hybrid a couple of times. I've been involved with hybrids. I did not know until about 5 months ago. And this was like 25 years ago, and another one was about 6 years ago. And I'm in love with a possible one now. It's not proven, but the evidence points to it. But like I said, with God, all things are possible. And there's a reason why I fell in love with the hybrids and why everything led to where it led. And I believe there's a reason why, and I think it's pointing to some kind of redemption for the hybrids. And the one I'm in love with now, I fell in love with her like I've never felt in love with anybody before. It's like... usually when you fall in love, there's some kind of a sexual thing there. With her, there's never been like a sexual lust. Not that there's no chemistry. I feel the chemistry is powerful, but I fell in love with her in a real respectful, innocent way, which is what you dream about. I mean, you have that moment. You have those moments when you're in love with somebody like that. Those moments of innocence, of chemistry, but not the lust. It's not like a fire lust. It's a different kind of attraction. So it's almost like it was pure love, like when you're in love with someone and then you do make love. That's just the two people expressing how they feel. That's the expression, that's the art. But we're backwards because of sin, so we have a lot of that fiery lust with us. Well, with her, I didn't feel the lust. It's just love. It's real love. And it looks like it's not going to be happening. That's what it's pointing to. And I'm, very disappointed. But we'll see how it plays out tomorrow. If it goes down that road, we need to be left alone. I need to pray about everything. I'm going to do my best to love her, to give her all the love I can, treat her really good, and I'm going to try to bring her with me, through faith in God. I'm going to try to redeem her. And if she can be redeemed and we can go on together as man and wife, things get changed and altered, then that's hope that's going to be a bridge for the hybrids. That's going to be a bridge. Even if you can save one of them, it's worth it, because you don't want anybody to really fall away. It's very sad. It's very sad to see anything fall away. Any life form out there that is aware that it exists, But there again, if it's a program, then it's not really living alive. It just makes you wonder, because why would the devil do things if he knows it means the end? If I was the devil, I would say, you know what? When the Antichrist shows up, I have 7 years and I'm done. No, I'm not going to send no Antichrist. I'll be hiding out. So it doesn't really make any sense. There's a flaw right there. But anyways, there could be hope and redemption. And I can't speak for God, but I feel convicted on it. And I think there's a reason why things happen the way they do. The hybrids are more human-like than ever. I think they've been lied to. I really believe they've been lied to by the people that raised them, telling them that they're never going to be part of us. They're never going to have a chance with Jehovah. I really believe that because they need them to do their bidding. They need them to serve them because there's something different about these hybrids. They're different now. I think they actually think they're the saviors. They actually think they're the good ones. And that shows redemption. I mean, it's arrogance, yeah, but it shows redemption. If they have some kind of caring, any kind of caring, and it can be, anyways, that's just something to ponder. We'll see how it plays out tomorrow. Either way it goes, I will be, even in the future, if it doesn't work out with her, I would still like to find out if the hybrids can be redeemed, just because me and her never end up together, though I think that would actually be the way it needs to go, because there's a reason why things happen the way they do, like I said. But we'll see. Either way it goes, we would see. I don't want anyone to fall away. Even my own enemies, I really, at moments, I feel bad for them, and I pray for them, because you can kind of understand the stress. They're told they can't live forever unless they fight God, and they worship the devil. He's their God, and that's their only chance they're going to have. Well, that chance isn't going to happen. The devil is not going to win. It's obvious. Come on. God created all the universes. I mean, he's all powerful. You think the devil could ever beat that? There's just no way. It's impossible. It's impossible. It's a delusion. And to really believe something like that, it's just crazy. That's like saying one guy is going to beat like 1 million people up. I mean, we know there's miracles and stuff, but come on. God's the one that performs the big miracles. He can create. The devil cannot create. He can only manipulate matter that's already there, and that's all he can do. God is the only being in any universe that can create matter out of nothing. God's the only one. God's never going to share that secret with anybody. That secret would never be shared. And then mankind is created in his image. We're able to reproduce. We're able to reproduce by having a child when we're in love. And that's why the devil got mad, because he wanted to be able to create. And when God made us in his image, the angels are bigger, they're more powerful, and then we were a little bit higher on the chain of command. We were above the angels. The angels were meant to serve us. And Lucifer is like, there's no way I'm going to serve these beings, because Lucifer has the power to control like millions of universes at one time. And then we don't. So the devil's like, I'm not gonna serve these things that are smaller than me. But we were more powerful in the only way that we're in God's image. So we were actually more divine. Before we sinned, we're able to reproduce. We're the only ones that can reproduce, the Bible says. God and mankind are the only ones that can reproduce. The angels weren't supposed to do that. They did it. They created the hybrids. They were here before. They're back again. They're everywhere. I don't know how many there are, but there's been some involved in my life, so I know there's at least millions of them out there. But can they be redeemed? That's the thing. If they love their children, there's hope there. There's hope. If they have any love in them, well, we'll find out. But we'll see how it plays out tomorrow, and we'll go from there. And we'll see what's going on, because either way it goes, God is going to win. And I really hope, I think there's something here, and I really hope, so far, they have been making very foolish choices. They've been like just stepping on their own feet over and over and over, and they don't listen. And I've been explaining to them, it's not me, it's God. And they don't listen. I mean, there's 5 times they didn't listen, and they revealed information that wasn't supposed to be revealed. And now, here we go again. This could be even bigger and better. Even now, this is something for them, and they don't seem to be listening. If they do, they're going to have to try and plant a psyop in there somewhere. It's just ridiculous. It's just really, really foolish. It's like, it's real primitive. You know, that's what I think the hybrids have, an animalistic side to them that's a little more animalistic than we are. You know, a hybrid can have sex with a tree, an animal, because they're not a man or a woman inside. They're unnatural. It's an it. It's an unnatural created being. So that's what they are. And we are man and woman, and they're not. That's why they don't understand the order of it. But they are inside of a male or a female body, and there is a way to cure the sick. I mean, with God, all things are possible. He can cure a hybrid if he wanted to. He can make a female hybrid suddenly into a woman, where it's woman inside and out. And then that woman would understand the nature of it, because it takes one man and one woman to be a one man. Adam wasn't Adam, and Eve was Eve. Eve was another part of Adam. That's why God took the rib and took the flesh, the same flesh, the same rib, and made Eve. And man even said, "This is bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh." She's the other half of me. She's the female half of me. I'm the male half of man, and she's the female half of man. And together we make one man. That's the order of it. That's why when you're married, you're not supposed to fool around, because you become one with your wife, and she becomes one with her husband. They're one person. And when someone else comes into the relationship, it becomes one person with like a big giant deformed wart on the side of it. You know, it's just like something extra on there. See, that's what it is. But yeah, with God, all things are possible. Thanks for watching.